Excellent.
Bagwell, mom make it?
Lucy.
Oh, very cute.
All right, strap in, nerds. So last session, obviously we were still at the beginning of the session. If you can recall, we were in the Wave Echo Cave still, and following the exploits of the Black Spider. You gained the help of the spectral ghost that was in the cave, and eventually stormed the forge and fought the Black Spider. The Black Spider informed you that this was all part of a test or a game of hers, and you also found the forge to be not quite as what it seems. There was also a part of the forge that was being used as some sort of portal, or some sort of portal to a different domain. You don't quite know yet. As you all fought the spider, you, LePage, got handled. You were downed. All three of you were actually severely injured in the battle. And just as Solomon's radiant blade destroyed what was left of the spider, she cast a spell to activate this said portal. There was this that thick mist that was in the cavern pulled all three of you through this dark portal. As you woke up, you found you did not feel like you were in Phandelver anymore. You don't know where you were. There was nowhere for you to traverse or travel to outside of a very evil looking mansion. You came to sort of steeled yourselves, and eventually you walked towards the mansion. Upon walking towards the mansion, you met two young children, Rose and Thorn, and spoke to them, and they were very creepy and told you there's a monster in the house and asked for your help to remove it. LePage, you put out your hand to take one of their hands and sort of swept through it, obviously them being ethereal in some way. I'll show you again, actually, this area. Yeah, if you can remember that. Don't need them. You, upon entering the mansion, the doors closed quickly. You read it all darkened, and you read that poem, if you want to call it, that came up on the walls in blood about the monster and what appears to be a race against the clock of his feeding time, which is at midnight. Do you all have access to like some of those things that we shared? Do you have those readily available? Some of those images, some of those lore pieces? Is there anything you want to reflect on them or anything before, like as a group, before you sort of move on? I'm just trying to think. What else do you all recall from the lore perspective as to where you're up to with the mystery?
Fixed time frame.
Clara is a hoe.
Clara is a hoe.
Yeah.
And has been sleeping with one of the Dursts, and Mrs. Durst is a servant of Strahd.
I'm just having a look at the little family portrait again, and she is not happy with that baby.
Not remotely, is she? Not remotely.
Now.
She
I haven't
is.
looked at the family portrait that closely.
Have a look at her face.
Have a look at her face. It's not her best moment.
Where is it in Discord again?
I can reply to it.
Beneath this dwelling lurks a beast who hungers for a bloody feast.
He sleeps until the midnight chime, then wakes to feed his dark design. If morsels seek to flee their doom, then bring toward his secret room a gift to soothe his savage mood, but mind the servants of his brood. I think we found the secret room, but I don't think we found the item we need yet.
That's right, you found a secret room that had the skeletal remains of someone within a box, and that's where you found that letter that was addressed from Strahd von Zarovich.
I think that's where we didn't wrap it up there. We went upstairs, didn't we?
No, you continued. Yeah, so just I might actually give you a little briefing.
We were in a
show you the
ballroom. We played the music. We saw
Yep.
them dancing.
Yep. You remember this? Can you all see that without your tokens on the screen?
Loading.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
And then we finished in their quarters.
We went up.
No, you actually
we went
finished on the third
upstairs.
floor. I just hadn't talked you through it yet.
Okay.
So we went up again. So the secret room was in the library of this floor. You found it. There wasn't anything else specifically there. You tried something within there. You tried to give it a gift or something, and nothing happened. If you can also remember, you played the harp. Who played the harp? I think LePage played the harp, and there was ethereal ghost dancers that came. There was one with amber eyes that pierced it was looking at like a couple dancing in the middle of the floor, and she didn't look overly pleased about it. And then what else happened on this floor? Yeah, you found some notes, letters, different lore pieces, and then we went upstairs. Take you there now. And don't forget about the zoom in function as well, because I don't know, when I jump into these, like it's kind of zoomed out, but it's kind of good to be in. You really only need to see like obviously the room that you're in. Everything else should be black, so feel free to like fill your screen. All right, so you head back to the staircase on the second floor. Climbing up the stairs, you return to that marbly staircase. Now these stairs on this floor, they do turn to like a parquetry wood, still very gorgeous, but not the same marble as the first two. This floor is different than the others. You immediately are greeted by more spider webs, more dust, more age to this space. It's like the other places were really quite clean, really like quite clean, like they had just been visited or lived in. But this floor, it feels a little bit mustier. Like there's a smell of copper in the air. There's still lit lanterns, like there's still lit candles, lit lanterns, so there is sources of light, but it feels much more rugged, dated. Like there's a beautiful throw rug on the floor, but it's like peeled up. Like it just feels a lot more abandoned in this space. Immediately across the hall as you come up the stairs is like a gorgeous coat of arms. Like I'm just standing there, and you've got doors, multiple doors here. You've got doors on your left, right, center, and I will let you lead the way.
All right, well, let's clear as we go.
I would have moved to the back by now. Like a little demon.
It is dusty in here.
So as you're walking across these parquetry floors, they creak beneath you, and that coat of arms. So Horatio at the rear, that feels an immense amount of pressure, and that coat of arms has sprung to life and made a savage push with an enormous amount of strength. And roll a dexterity save, throw, Horatio. Completely startled.
22.
Not
Nice.
startled enough.
So you feel the strength of the animated armor behind you. It pushes you. You almost stumble. You nearly fall down all the flights of stairs and down the chasm in the middle of them. But with your dexterous nature, you're able to spring back to your feet just before falling down that hole, and you will all be jumping and rolling for initiative now.
Straight into it.
Combat. We don't do combat in this.
Solomon doesn't like combat right now.
Well,
Was that 2 nat ones?
Yeah.
I think the armor's gonna get 2 attacks. Oh,
No, mine wasn't nat. Mine was dirty.
Solomon
Wow. Okay.
Yours was Nat, by the way.
I'm just gonna put you guys back here.
So
'cause
this
it's
is
just
yours.
easier.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say mine wasn't.
All right. So this lumbering like piece of armor, I will show you what it looks like. Is now like it like separates from its arms and it's lurching towards the three of you after pushing Horatio nearly down the stairs, and it's going to attack Solomon with. He's going no weapons in hands. He's going to try and slam Solomon and probably miss.
It
Yes.
does miss.
And he's gonna go. Actually, he's gonna give LePage one as well. He's gonna go for a backhand on LePage.
Yeah, I know he's not.
No, he's not.
Motherfucker, he ain't.
Who's next? Horatio. After springing to your feet.
He looks beefy. I guess I will just rush him with the little dagger. Pretty standard. Why can't
Use the
I attack?
bow.
Use the bow.
I didn't even turn that combat music on. Wow, that hits.
I turned it on because I noticed something just felt off.
time.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
The
that's fine.
music's off.
I wasn't
Alright,
gonna
I'm
turn it
also-
on, but that's okay.
I'm so
I can't
used to
hear
having
combat.
you can't miss without it.
Yeah, that's it.
How much
That's it.
damage are we
When
doing
the
now?
music's on, I hit.
We are doing. Whoa. No, that's wrong.
That's a lot of damage.
It automatically did the poison. So that's
So
eight,
just wait then.
8 base.
8
and
damage.
then
Okay. Oh,
Make
plus.
them
Yeah.
That's a 7. 15.
Yeah. So, and is that piercing damage? Yes. So you hit him. You go in to strike him with your knife, and whilst it does do some damage to him, you can see like he is bulky, beefy, and it does reflect some of that damage and defers it.
Nice. And then I'll use my bonus action to just disengage, take a step back, and my go is done.
And it's LePage. You are
LePage.
face to face with him as well.
Oh, so we're touching tips, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a flying. Pissed me off all night.
Let's hit him with a burning hands. Let's light him up.
Yep.
So I place my hands towards the animated armor and I start cooking him.
Yeah, so you're superheating him, and for 10 damage, you're actually.
Yeah,
it's,
you got to do a dex save.
I've got to do dex save. Okay.
I would love for the damage to go through, but yeah, you have to dex save.
I won't.
Alright.
Well,
He won't.
You are going to light it up and blow it up. It's gonna die.
Oh, that was. Okay, well. I guess LePage assumed that this was going to be a strong encounter by how sudden it sprung to life. So he was almost surprised when the animated armor just like exploded in front of him. He didn't realize that it was going to do so much damage. I wouldn't have used.
noticed the armor was actually made out of cardboard painted. and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually aluminum.
Unfortunately, the animated armor wasn't balanced for a level 4 party. It exploded in flames.
And he's been wondering.
That's why often Solomon misses and threw a level 4 into the level 1 section of the campaign.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I believe we were heading to the room to the right on screen. Is that correct? That's where we were heading to.
It was.
Notes here. Where are we? So this room. So again, dusty cobwebs. There's a bed in the middle of the room. Feel free to make your way into the room, so just to make sure everyone can see what's going on here. There's an empty wardrobe. There's but its doors were slightly ajar. Immediately next to the bedside, on the bedside table, there's like a musty old towel that's covering an old book.
It's like an old cum rag.
Well, Solomon moves away from the bedside table as soon as he hears that. Solomon casts lights on the bed rag.
Yeah, the page instantly knew exactly what he was looking at.
As you enter the room, you see the linen on the bed almost like rise and fall as if like someone's in the bed turning over and moving, or like someone is there.
Can we touch the... Can I lift up the blanket to
Yes.
see if there's anything underneath?
Yeah, so the page...
Sword ready.
Sorry?
Solomon draws his sword ready in case something jumps out.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I'm like not like ripping it up. I'm just like lifting it slowly.
Yep. So LePage approaches the bed with Solomon right behind him with his sword drawn. And like you walk over, you're almost, you're waiting to see who's going to be under the bed. You lift it up and there's nothing there. All you can see is a blood-stained bed and cuffs that were attached to the bed that would have been restraining someone. Bloodied cuffs that were like really tight and jagged and were obviously restraining someone to this bed. And obviously you reel back in fear at this sight.
Well, LePage kind of goes, he's like, kinky.
Solomon
he just
shakes his
and he
head.
just, yeah, he just kind of like winks at Solomon. Can we investigate to kind of see, is there any sign of whose blood it is?
You can tell. No.
Okay.
You can tell whose blood it was. So bloody bed, yeah, handcuffs to all the bedposts as if someone was restrained.
Did it look like adult size or like child size?
That like an adult, adult, not a child.
Solomon
Yeah, I'll give you that.
was far too innocent to think that this is a kink thing. Can I use my history as a paladin to determine if this may be some kind of religious ritual?
Yes. Do a history, or sorry, religion check. Religion.
Let me just work out what's better for me here. Hang on.
Can I use my history to do a religion check?
It's the same.
It's the same.
same.
Perfect. You cannot. So this does not look ritualistic to you. This looks more like someone was restrained here, but not out of ritualistic nature.
As he determines that, he looks at the page. I think you're right.
It was
It was in fact kinky.
You also have two doors in this room as well. So one where Horatio is, and one close to Horatio, sort of the south side of the room.
Should we look at like the VTT? Like, are those like cupboards anything, or should we kind of just ignore that?
They are. That's the wardrobe. That's sort of slightly drawn open, but it is empty.
Okay. All right. Well,
Open the door closest to the main entrance to the room.
I'm gonna go kind of in the middle because both the boys are sitting on a door.
Horatio leans back on the door and pulls through it.
All right. So I'm door camping. I'm gonna door camp middle here.
Yeah, I was gonna say the party's been split here. The party's been split. So, as both Horatio and Solomon like open doors at the same time, Horatio walks out onto this dreary balcony. This would have been beautiful in its day, but very dreary now. And what you can see, Horatio, in front of you and all around you is these fleshy tendrils that appear to like come all the way up from the ground on the basement floor, but they're completely barring you from like leaving. You cannot see, like you can see like in the cracks. You look out and sort of see where like the front of the mansion, but you can't see much else. Otherwise it's just smoke, fog, mist, and these huge fleshy tendrils blocking your exit. Solomon, just as you approach the door, you hear a woman's voice humming, and it's humming. You recognize the song to be the same song that you heard on the second floor, the waltz for Clara, and she has a very beautiful voice, and she is humming, and you can hear a rocking chair, but as soon as you open the door, that all stops, and the sight that you see before you is that of you see a cradle in sort of the side of the room up against the wall. Above that cradle, you see these runes, these very red cut, like bloodied runes, like circumventing this this crib in front of you. You see these fleshy, almost living pustules in different places on the floor, like almost breathing out of the floor. Something under the cot flashes, and you notice that there is something small beneath.
I want to sort of just back out of the room slowly and turn to the page. Back out of the room, turn to the page, and sort of just say this was Clara's room.
So I kind of come close to the door. I'm like, you're whispering. I can't hear you.
I didn't close the door.
Now you're loud enough, my friend. Your microphone you may have been speaking a different direction.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Another one far away. I moved it for a sec. Wasn't that
Yeah, I know.
Solomon, sorry, you go ahead.
I turn to a page and just say this was Clara's room. The crib, the bed fit for a servant, the runic blood on the wall.
Does
the
the
page
blood
as you
match
walk in, you notice there is a cut into the crib or engraved into the crib is the name Walter.
Walter. That's the first we've heard that name. On the crib?
On the crib that is
So
surrounded by
Does the name look like it's meant to be there, or was it engraved into it?
no, like it was engraved like the parents, like it's Walter's crib.
It looks proper. It's not like somebody like
that's not a runic type thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the blood runes on the wall very different. It just looks like that's the kid's bed.
Does the blood match the blood in the bed?
The blood on the walls?
Yeah.
There's no blood in this bed.
The runic blood.
Oh, matches the blood on the
blood in the
room. Behind
yes.
us.
There's no way.
You could say
blood.
so. Yeah, it's blood. I mean, there's gonna be no way of telling, but yes.
LePage is a secret vampire.
Yeah.
I'm just trying here, boys. As you guys feast on your macros.
So the runes behind the bed are like almost like pulsing like a red, and they're like blood almost seems to ooze from them a bit as well.
Can I touch one of the runes?
You can do whatever you want.
I would like to try to hold my hand out to see if these runes can come off the wall. If I'm able to like loosen one.
They're more like cut into the wall, similar like the writing was downstairs, like gashed into the wall and then like bleeding out of that gash, sort of.
Can we decipher what the runes say or do?
You can roll an Arcana check.
You always pick things I'm not good at.
We both do that because I thought we did the same thing.
I'm happy if you do it as well, and maybe you can, or you could give him a hand or whatever you want to do.
I got it too. What's going on tonight? What is happening? The boys are
a
back.
natural 20 and a
Solomon
dirty
and
20.
LePage just do that thing where they go like that.
Yeah.
They touch in the center and the mind's eye opens.
So Solomon, you both sort of think back to the history, and Solomon, you can easily decipher these as dark necromantic magical runes.
I turn to LePage. So we can both read that, can't we? There's no need to tell Horatio.
I mean, what?
I'll be like, Horatio, can you see in here?
Have I turned vision on for Horatio yet, or?
Horatio can see everything.
Oh, so Horatio's had his eyesight fixed coming into this new land.
Yeah.
It's one of the side effects of getting brought through the
literally,
teleport.
yeah.
All right, so we kind of, I guess we let Horatio know that there's runic walls, necro runes on the walls. Do we have any idea that or maybe it's the wrong question. Do we feel like these are something we need, or is it more of like a kind of just like an instruction?
You cannot interact with them in any way. As Horatio, as you entered the room, past the other two, you sort of walk past this this beautiful mirror that looks like it has like gold engravings around it, like full length mirror, so you can only see halfway up it, but full length mirror. As you walk past it, something catches your eye, and you see it almost looks as if you are looking at the mirror at yourself, but it looks like there is a dark being that is walking towards you from the other side of the room. And you feel this like ghastly, haunting coldness, and you see the figure of this skeletally thin woman who has had like her hair chopped to a really short length, like really roughly. She has her mouth and her jaw have been ripped off, leaving just like a jagged tongue hanging down. Her eyes have been sewn shut, and she has these like cuts all over her body, from head to toe, and she just sort of stands there in the mirror behind you. You can see yourself and then her about 1.5 meters behind you.
And that's okay, so I'm looking in the mirror and seeing that.
You can see her in the mirror, and she's wearing like just like a tattered sort of like gown, sort of like The Exorcist. See that?
Okay. I think if that were the case, Horatio would whip around with his dagger out. Is she still behind me?
You can't see her when you turn around,
Okay.
but you feel frighteningly like you are still being watched, and we lost the page.
If I were to turn back and look at the mirror, is she still there?
She's exactly where she was.
Can we also see that?
Not at this stage. He's just seen it, so he hasn't told you.
Can we not? Would we not have seen that mirror as well when we walked in?
You didn't. Sorry, you saw the mirror, but you didn't take notice of it as you walked in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing caught your eye immediately.
While this is happening, I
I
want to
forgot.
take up something to. I want to scroll down basically the runes. If you haven't got a reference picture, that's okay. I was gonna. Ask
Yeah,
for
sorry,
one,
I don't have a reference picture, but sort of like just Google demonic runes written in blood sort of thing. No, and
I'll just make a note of it in my inventory.
Yep. Necromantic, dark magic. And LePage is back.
Okay.
What the fuck was that?
So Horatio's
That's
having a
exactly what
moment
Horatio said.
in a mirror and seeing. Did you hear that, LePage? That sorry, Curtis Acrid. Did you hear that? He's seeing like a ghastly figure in the mirror of a female. You heard all that?
Yes, I heard it, and then I crashed.
Perfect. All right, we haven't gone further than that.
After Horatio whips his head back, sees nothing, and then looks forward and sees it here again, he calls over to our good friend the Paladin, because Horatio, he doesn't quite feel like he understands this house at all. Solomon, can you come here for a sec? I don't know if I'm seeing things.
As I turn to look at Horatio, would I also see the figure in the mirror?
Yes. You've seen the same thing.
I whip out my dagger and immediately hurl it at the mirror.
Roll an attack to hit.
Buddy, this is a full-length, full-size mirror. If you let me miss this shit, I swear to God, I'm speaking to Solomon here, not Brad. Surely a 17 hits the fucking wall-size mirror.
Yes, it does. So it cracks the mirror, like you hit it like with a deadly precision, like with the tip of the mirror, and it cracks it, splinters it all up and down, and you still see that figure in the mirror, like, but in the cracks, it's almost like really freaky looking as well. Like you can still see her there, but she's in the cracks of the mirror.
LePage kind of comes to and goes, "Don't you guys know it's bad luck to break a mirror?"
I think bad luck's looking at us in the mirror, and I point to the figure.
Please add a curse to your campaign for the next 7 years.
Yeah, you actually roll with
buddy, I've
minus
got one of those already.
Does the figure look like it wants to communicate with us?
It's not doing anything to make you believe it is. It's just standing there. It's spectating you. It's watching you. It's not doing anything else.
Okay, I point to the runes and I look at the thing. I look at the ghost, and I'm like, "What are these for?"
And she's sort of like, she's blind, so she doesn't move her head. Her eyes are sewn shut, unfortunately, so she does not see your gesture.
Oh my god.
Does have ears though.
Okay, so can she talk?
Mouth sewn shut.
Can she communicate with her hands?
I actually
If you haven't worked it out, Curtis, these are a reskin of the NPCs from the Shipwreck campaign.
It is not at all the reskin of those NPCs. She has no fingers or toes. I forgot to mention that. They have been cut off.
So this person has been brutally tortured, which you've kind of which you've kind of left out of the communication.
I think you might have missed that. Like cuts all up and down the body. I did miss the
I didn't hear any
fingers
of
and toes though. I did miss that. So like mouth ripped off. Sorry, not sewn shut. Mouth, jaw ripped off completely. Eyes sewn shut. And then cuts all over the body.
But she can hear us.
She is watching you intently. Yeah, she has ears, so you would assume as much.
Okay. I say, "Can you hear us?"
And she stares and just gives a nod.
Perfect. Do you know who we are? Are you Clara?
One nod.
One nod. And the guys can see this too, right? They're all watching.
If they're watching, yeah.
Yeah.
I sort of imagine she's standing like behind the three of you. You're sort of lined up on the mirror, and she's behind you.
Okay. So she is Clara. Is Walter your son?
And she just like, she makes like a look down like this, but doesn't answer.
Do you know what we're looking for? Is it something we can find close by? Do we have to go underground to get it?
She sort of like takes a step back in one of the cracks and like in like a startled, fearful way. Wilt's respond.
Do you have anything you can give us to help us?
And at that moment, she, like, just as quickly as she appeared, she sort of slips away from sight. It's as if she like walks out that door to the left behind you, and you hear a door creak open in the wall.
Oh shit! Secret room. And I just look at the boys and I'm like, and you wanted to break the mirror.
Did break the mirror.
I'll see if I can hold on. Can
Yes,
you
you
see this?
did, big guy. You broke the mirror.
So this sort of, that's like the door. It's like it was behind this other mirror on the wall behind her, next to her bed, and like the wall itself actually came off and reveals like these really dank wooden stairs.
Out of character, would we be able to found this if we didn't talk to the mirror?
I will never tell you that.
Okay, all right. That's fair.
It's like a rule, apparently,
Yeah, okay.
that you never tell your players what they could or could not have done. Apparently.
Okay. No, that's fair.
Magician never really revealing their secrets.
Okay. I imagine we go upstairs to check this out. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
100%.
Horatio's a bit freaked out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go follow behind Horatio. I need a big guy protecting me.
Have you guys moved up, and can you? So have you changed scenery?
We're up. Yeah.
It's loading.
Where?
All right. So, you walk up these creaky old, like again, like you assume this to be, that's why, like attic stairs. They're really creaky old. It's sort of like yeah, you feel like you're going up into the attic. Like you feel like a rush of like cool air as you walk up the stairs. You see, if you want to keep
Nothing.
moving, yeah, you're just in a
I can't
hallway.
see
You're
anything.
walking up. You're walking upstairs right now.
It just
I
says
can't
loading 99%.
Oh, unfortunate for you.
Do you guys see everything?
Yeah.
Oh, we do, yeah. While Curtis loads them.
Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna refresh.
Refresh.
Yeah. What is going on?
No go. It's your internet's brutal at the moment.
Yeah, something's going on tonight on my shit.
Can Fip hear when he walks away?
Yeah, he's mobile.
Just take note though, like I know you guys are on, like you sometimes log into Twitch, but don't ever look at like the battle map on Twitch. It will give away spoilers.
No, I never look.
I
Yeah,
could do a better way and like only do it, I cast it and stuff, but it's just a fuckery.
My internet is absolutely cooked tonight. It is taking forever to load this.
Let me see if I can fix that for you. I've even got a remedy. Hold on. Let me just help you here. One sec. Where are we? We are here. Can we?
Dude, my internet speed is like 1 megabyte a second.
Did that help?
It's just no. It's my end. It's not your end.
Yeah, I tried to dull down the effects. Let's do a take 5 and restart your router.
Yeah, let me do a full reset.
Yeah,
Here.
let's do Yeah.
Do your best.
Yeah, all right, cool. So, musty, cool stairs. You've reached what you believe to be the attic. Again, more cobwebs, cooler, sort of drafty air. You see, as you walk through the first set of doors, you see there's a few doors down the hallway, and there's one that has like a serious padlock on it, like a pretty beefy looking padlock on it. And one of the doors sort of, oh, you've disconnected. And
I'm reconnecting.
reconnecting. As you turn the corner and see this like foyer, there is like one of the doors slowly creaks open. I'm guessing jumping on watch together will be too much for your computer as well.
I can see. Just keep playing.
Yep. It's over to you guys. Keep moving, keep playing. So there's
So one of the doors here creaked open.
yeah, so the door immediately to your right is like padlocked shut. The door to your, like this door here, just like creaked open, slightly ajar.
Thinking that the ghostly figure of Clara is leading us there, Solomon heads over, and I want to push the door the rest of the way open and head through it.
Yep. As you enter this room, you see there's a bed here. There's like an old fireplace thing, like that heats the room and heats the house. On the far side of the house, there's a window to the far side as well. You see, as soon as you walk through the door, Solomon, you see this doll that you immediately recognize as what Thorn was holding in the photo. Yep. On the side of the bed, you see there's a music box, and that's really it of note in this room that you can see.
I touch the doll. I want to reach my hand out and place my hand on its head.
So as you touch the little doll, like you almost feel like there's a presence that's like also holding it at the same time and almost like pulling as you pick it up, but you don't see anything immediately and you have it in your hand.
I wouldn't pick it up. I'd probably just lay my hand on it, and if
Sure.
I feel that it's wanting to hold onto it, I'd just move my hand from it.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, that's what happened.
I think we should carry it. This might be the thing we're looking for.
It's on you then, Magic Man, and I want to.
I'd hand it over to Horatio because now it's like the size of Horatio. It's like he's carrying himself.
Ratio puts it on his backpack, so it's just sitting on the back over his shoulders.
Alright.
Can I activate the music box? See if it plays that same song.
Yeah, so you open up the music box, and there's a couple of pieces of parchment that have been like sort of furled up and like on top of it. The music box doesn't actually function. It has been broken, but there is 2 pieces of parchment inside.
Can I take a look at them?
Yes, you can. So the first you see, I might just throw it up on the screen for you to have a look at. This is what it looks like. A very, like, you can't make a lot of sense of it. It's just got it. I mean, it's whatever you sort of feel like you want it to be. Did you all see that? Obviously, one room saying quarters, one saying shrine, and one saying altar. The other piece of parchment shows a long list of indiscernible names. And then at the top of the page, it says recruitment. Recruitment.
Is there any other writing on it other than recruitment?
Just a long list of names, but none that take you know of. You've never seen these before. None of you.
Is there any like sign that the name could be like the first letter of every one of these names on the letter? Like if you read every single name out, would the first letter of every name spell anything, or is it like there's no kind of puzzle to the?
No. I mean, there's nothing that catches your eye. There's nothing. No, there's nothing more than just a bunch of names on a piece of paper.
And none of the names are of the Dursts.
No, sorry, no.
It's moving me for some reason.
Same.
I made it move you. I just wanted to show you a scenery of the attic. Can you see that, or is it loading?
I'm stuck on 99%.
We're overloading it.
Oh, I can see it now.
No, I can see now. Oh wow, what the fuck?
That's sort of what like the attic is looking like. That's like the main foyer of the attic. LePage, can you see that?
Ask him tomorrow.
Yes, I can see the spare bedroom handout.
No, it's a scenery piece. It doesn't sound like you can hear it. You can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, you
It
can
says
see.
spare bedroom handout.
Nah,
I think that was the last handout.
What?
We're in like a first person, like almost like video game looking scene.
Animated.
Oh no, mine just says loading fucking 99%.
Damn it.
Yeah, why are you going to these 3D things? Oh, there it is. It's there. Let's go. I can see now. It's a spider web.
What,
We're
you
not
just
in it
saw it
anymore.
then? Yeah.
Yeah, it just
Oh
popped
my
up.
god. Immersion breaking right there.
Oh, this is cool. This is so cool, guys. I can see the spider webs.
It's funny because we're all back on the battle map as well.
Is there any kind of like storage or like cabinetry?
Good
chests of any
question.
sort in the room?
No, there is not. So there's like a bench in the corner by the window, and there is a rocking chair in the corner of the room. That is it, though. Pretty empty room.
Okay. And is that a bed in this sort of center on that row?
Yes. Yep.
Can I look
How
up?
do I get back to the battle map?
It should automatically bring you back.
There we go. I'm there. I'm there. I did it.
Oh my god.
It just
sorry,
worked.
Solomon. What are you doing? You looking under the bed?
Looking under the bed.
You see nothing but dust.
Anything in the
unlike
dresser?
in the other room where there was something under the bed that I told you about, but you didn't
What?
look at it.
You said there was something in the bed.
Yeah, you
the-
definitely said there's something in bed.
And we removed his
Under the
feet.
cot, there was something that caught your eye as you moved through Solomon.
Oh, I
Off
never
the
heard that.
door.
I did not hear that either. I might have been on autopilot.
Yeah, you were.
Anyway,
That's all right.
he doesn't. Obviously, Solomon still doesn't know about it, so we can't use that now. Is there anything in this cabinet? I'm like searching around and.
No, not a cabinet. It's more of like a bench, like for the. There's nothing there, and then there's a rocking chair. Nothing else you can
Alright.
see in the room.
I'm gonna sit in the rocking chair and just rock back and forth for a minute.
Yep. As you, yeah, sure. So as you do, you hear.
Shoulder and say, "I thought I was the grandpa."
LePage, you hear this like distant humming. It's this beautiful woman's voice, not humming any tones or songs that you immediately recognize, and she's humming and humming and humming, and all of a sudden it's like, and you, this is like you kind of hear it in the distance, but you still sort of feel it around you, and it gets louder and louder, almost to the point where it starts to be like aggressive, and in like a screeching before it snaps and it stops immediately.
Did everybody else hear that? Or just me?
Just you. Well, you can ask. You can ask them.
Okay. Well, yeah. I was more just for that. And I don't know where it came from.
You don't know. You can't discern it.
Okay. Well, then I'm not gonna really relay much about that. then.
Sorry, Solomon. Forgive me. In the box, upon further investigation, there was also a large key, as well as the 2 pieces of parchment. Sorry, I missed
A
that.
large key.
Yeah. Large being like sort of, you know, those like old school keys, like skeleton keys in big houses.
Key. I thought you said E. I thought you said like
E.
Letter E.
K-E-Y. Key.
Okay. Well, that's not what I heard.
Video game key.
Old school video
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
game, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
key.
exactly.
Yeah,
like,
Exactly like that.
Spins
Yeah.
around slowly.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Crazy.
Can you quickly just put that parchment back up on the screen, Brad?
Yeah, of course. It's probably still on the page's screen. He can just take a screenshot.
Yo, that's rude.
I love how he kept saying, "No, it's on my screen. It says spare bedroom handout." We're actually in the dungeon, Curtis.
We're actually in combat.
Yeah. Feel free to save to the Discord and stuff. I thought that was good that you did that.
I just drew it.
Nice. Or draw it. Perfect. Even better. Now we're getting into it.
All right. So let's travel, comrades.
Aye, Captain.
Where
Do
to
not think
next?
there's more to explore on this floor. Even more. That'd be a fun class to play. Somebody that could only speak in rhymes. They're like half autistic.
Like 15 minutes.
A horribly annoying bard for 3
Yeah.
years campaign. Yeah. That would be
A
my
penny-
character.
A penny
Imagine
for your
being a
money.
character that you thought would be really funny, and then like just somehow, no matter how hard you try, unable to kill them.
That
So
would
you're
be
stuck playing them.
yeah, that would be a Discord message from
One of-
player to DM. Hey, like
Please
I'm
kill
okay
me.
I'm okay if I go.
There was a one of the Critical Role, the guy who plays Grog, is playing a character in the campaign now, and he literally just like recently come out and was like, "I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate this dude, but I thought he'd die very quickly." And like it's been 40 fucking episodes and he's still alive.
I go to Solomon and I say, "Can we try your key on this door, my friend?"
Oh, and Solomon kicks the door.
Your key.
Strength check.
Strength check.
Yeah, I open the lock with the key. Hopefully, I try and insert the key into the lock.
It unlocks. It's open.
I thought you were gonna say it doesn't unlock.
And you as you walk through the doors, the sight that you see in front of you, so you see, this is obviously a children's bedroom. There's, you see beds on either side of the room. You see dolls, toys. You see 2 skeletons right in front of you. One of them that's like, sort of has their arm around the other one, like cradling the other one. Or like defending them or in some way. One is larger than the other, and just as you're admiring these cold corpses on the ground, you see 2 children in the corner by the beds, and you recognize them as Rose and Thorn, and they're playing with some toys in the corner of the room. You see like Rose sort of looks up and like acknowledges the 3 of you, and then goes back to playing. And Thorn, actually, you see him like levitating this vase, and it's like spinning. But he sort of gets scared when you walk in the room, and it falls to the ground and shatters. And just as that happens, Rose goes over to the wreckage of it and casts. You can see her casting a spell, and she mends it all the way back together like it never broke.
Is there any way to tell? Does this look like magic that they have in their ghostly form, or does this look like something they would be able to have done when they were alive?
You can ask them.
walk
I
towards
kind
Rose and kneel down then. And
yeah, and I
realize
kind of want to walk over to the other one too.
this magic, was it something you guys have always been is it something you guys have always been able to do, or
Just so you walk over and Thorn sort of like gets a little scared and sort of runs behind the coattails of his sister. Sorry, Thorn runs behind.
I want to be very specific about not pointing out that they're dead in case it offends them.
Absolutely.
So is it something you could do forever, or is it a new trick?
And Rose almost like sort of proudly looks at you and she points over to her bedside table. Doesn't say anything immediately.
I head over to it and inspect it.
Upon inspecting it, you open the drawer. All that is in it is a beautiful, like, leather-bound diary.
While they're doing this, I try to shake Thorn's hand just to see if these versions are more living or if it's the same ghostly versions as before.
And again, he sort of jumps behind his sister and she says, please sir, can't you see he's frightened?
Okay, then I try to shake Rose's hand.
And she doesn't put her hand out, and you just flip through her like a ghost.
Okay, so yeah,
And she just looks at you and scowls.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find out.
I want to take Rose directing me here as mission, and I want to open the diary just to a random page.
Yep.
Sort of maybe halfway along, I suppose. Not the day before the last entry, but
Solomon, you immediately recognize this book as a spell book, and in this spell book there is, you can see the cantrips of mending, of light, so she can cast mending, light, and shocking grasp. And as you flick through, so you see these, obviously the tomes of those cantrips, tome, and then it's Rose's journal after that, and she makes note of everything, her sort of her family, her friends, her life, and arguments and disagreements between her parents, but nothing specifically of note.
Just before the next thing, out of character, can warlocks learn spells from books, or is that just wizards?
Just wizards.
Okay, before I do anything else with it, then I want to flip to the last entry.
The last entry is one that she, it's 56 pages in, and she is talking about a recent, like a really big fight with her parents, and she mentions that her and her brother were locked upstairs in their room as they typically do, but this time it feels like it's been a lot longer.
They weren't killed, they were neglected. Yeah, does the entry mention Clara?
Clara is spoken about in a number of entries, but not like in fondly, but not in any note, just fondly.
The doll that we picked up, is it Thorn's doll or is it not his doll?
It's Thorn's doll. It's the one you recognize from the photo.
Can we hand it to him?
Yeah, can Horatio walk up and then hand the doll to Thorn?
Yep. So Horatio walks up, and Thorn is like a little bit, like sort of peeks out from behind Rose, and he's a little more, like he's a little less scared of Horatio than he was of Solomon. and he sees the doll, and you're handing the doll out, and Thorn puts his hand out, and he grabs the doll in his hand.
So how's he can hold that but he can't touch people? Interesting.
Maybe it's like some kind of link to him. You know how like there's that trope of all ethereal beings have some physical link to the real world? Maybe that's his.
And and he sort of looks at you and he does say, "Thank you."
You're welcome, lad.
And
After I see this, I want to toss the diary first to Horatio. Just say, read the last entry. The poor thing's starved up here. They were locked in, and no one ever came back. And then turn to a page. There may be something in there worth studying for you. I'm not sure, but magic is something that comes naturally to me. It's not studied.
Okay. Yeah.
I can like flip. I can flip through the book, but I'm not gonna go too deep into it.
It's worth. I'm also saying maybe LePage takes it as the dedicated magic person. Maybe there's something that he'll be able to use it for later, even if it's not now.
Okay. I'll put the library. I'll put it in my back pocket. I guess we asked Rosenthorn. Is there anything you want us to do for you in here, or do you want to leave this room now that the door's unlocked?
so she says, I'm guessing you haven't dealt with the monster.
Not yet. We're trying to find the object that he requires to soothe him.
And what do you intend to do once you find him?
We haven't found him yet. I don't know what we intend to do, little one.
What are your intentions here?
I point to the skeletons on the floor. Whatever did this, we will kill.
And she looks at you fondly and says, "Please, our only wish is to be buried outside of this awful place. Please take us with you so we can be put to rest out of this awful place."
I pipe up and I say, if you can point us into the direction of where this object might be that we're looking for, I will gladly bury you outside once we destroy this being.
And
I'm not holding a kid to ransom, bro.
sorry, what are you saying? You're holding a ransom? What is
No, I
this?
didn't say.
Not
Oh.
ransom, but
There's no ransom. I was
bargaining
I was
with
saying, yeah, I was bargaining, saying if you point us in the direction of what we're looking for, I will gladly bury you outside.
And she and her brother like looks up almost excitedly and from behind her, and she says, why certainly, that's all we ask. We just want out of this dreadful place. We want to sleep. We want to rest. We want to finally be laid to rest in a place outside of here. And she says, please just bury us outside of our home so we may go to sleep, and I will show you the way to the secret stairs. But we're not supposed to go down there.
All right, I give up trying to argue and I just pick up the dead corpse.
I mean, I was gonna take out my bedroll and wrap the bones up in it. Roll the
Okay,
bedroll up.
I will put the dead corpse back and let you put it in a bedroll.
As
Yeah.
this conversation is happening, Solomon is rolling up the bones in a bedroll, something
Yeah.
that will be easier to carry. And obviously, we can't. I mean, I suppose there's no reason we can't take them out now.
I was gonna say there's 2 more rooms to explore though.
I want to take. I'll leave the bedroll at the door. We'll come back.
I think they're pretty small bones. Like, they're not going to encumber you much. If you could sling them on your back if you want, Solomon.
Okay, then I'll do that.
You can sling 'em on.
I'll take off my cloak and almost
Yeah.
wrap it like a cradle for the bedroll and just sort of sling it.
Yeah,
sort of-
sling,
yeah,
nice sling.
yeah.
Yep. She says, just as you pick them up, she's her
And
and her brother.
that little doll as well that is in the arms of the smaller child of Thorn. I'm gonna take that and wrap it up in the bedroll as well and bury him with it.
Yeah, awesome. And just as you're like picking them up, they almost like you took one look away, and they're all of a sudden they're like out in the hall behind you, and they just say, "Right this way." And they walk you down the hallway and take you through this next set of doors, and you can see this old, like all these old wrapped up furnishings. There's a wrapped up wrapped up couches, wrapped up chairs, leather sofas. There's 3 or 4 different mirrors that have big drapes around them, and in the corner of the room, there is this like incredible dollhouse, like big, taller than Horatio dollhouse, and it's like up against the wall in this corner of the room, and Rose just points to it.
Found
That's
you
the
a home,
way.
little guy.
All right. So, I guess I put my hands on the dollhouse and I try to like push it out of the way.
Yeah, you can't move it. You can't move
Oh,
it.
interesting.
Is there anything in the doll? You know, how some dollhouses like open up.
You can open it.
I open it and have a look for anything inside it.
So you open it up, and it is the most exquisite, largest dollhouse you have ever seen. And inside is like a perfect floor plan of this house. This house, in it, like it's the same sort of shape. And you can see in the house like different figurines of. You can see Rose and Thorn in their bedroom. You can see 3 figures in the attic that look shockingly similar to the 3 of you as well. And as you look deeper into the dollhouse, you can see that there's a lever behind it.
As soon as Solomon sees the figures, he chuckles a little bit and flicks the one that looks like LePage.
Do I feel it?
Like, no, hang on.
No.
Let me be very clear here. He doesn't flick it hard. It's just like a gentle little, like, a dunk, just to see what happens.
But do I feel it, like, in character?
No, you don't feel it.
Okay. Is there any, before we pull the lever, is there any other things in the dollhouse that look like they're people?
Yeah, so you can see like figures that look like they would have been the Durst, like the Durst, Elizabeth and Gustav are downstairs in the kitchen. You can see a figure of Clara in a room on the floor that you just came from, that you believe to be Clara. You can see. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
So we put.
Mini of himself.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I point to the ones in the kitchen, the Durst, and I'm like, we were able to see Clara. Why couldn't we see the Durst?
I was a little bit drunk, my friend. All I could see was 2 of you guys.
I'm trying to remember, like, if there was anything we missed in that kitchen.
There may have been. I don't think so.
Yeah.
At that point, Solomon was drunk as fuck. All he was looking at was wine, basically. There was an expensive bottle of wine wrapped up as a gift. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
it looked like a bottle of wine.
He was, yeah. We ended up taking that gift, didn't we?
You
Yeah,
have
did.
the gift in your possession.
Yeah. Okay, let's pull the lever. Clunk.
Lever pulls, and the dollhouse pulls away from the wall slowly, and opens up, revealing this doorway behind it that is not not similarly in structure to anything else you've seen. It's like this really big concrete slab with just like a hole in it, like a almost like a rugged, like not a, like it's like a notch that you could put something in, but it's not like, it's like asymmetrical, an asymmetrical notch about that big, couple inches big. But the dollhouse has moved away to reveal this.
So what's 6 inches big?
Solomon
inches.
looks down disappointedly.
Yeah. 2 inches looks like 6 inches. Okay. So what was 2 inches though?
So this notch in the door, so big concrete slab door, right in the middle, there's like a notch that's about 2 inches big that is empty at the moment. And Rose says, have you not gathered Mother's amulet?
Well, you didn't tell us we needed Mother's amulet, Rose.
Solomon turns to the other 2 and goes, There was something that caught my eye under the cot a few rooms ago.
She says, well, have you been to Mother's room? I figured you would have come past there.
And I'll say like, oh, I talked to your mother. She's doing well.
Mother? I haven't spoken to Mother in, I don't even tell how long. Where did you see her?
In the mirror.
We saw Mother. We saw Clara.
Yeah, we saw Clara.
That's not Mother. I don't.
Yeah,
think.
but then where was the mother's amulet then? It wouldn't be in Clara's room.
Probably not. No, we haven't
Gotta
been
go.
to all the rooms downstairs. Though. Remember, we only went into one, and then they let us here.
Interesting.
On the third
Okay,
floor.
let's go.
We've only been to one room.
All right, we'll be back, Rose. Don't you worry.
Amulet, this amulet, what does it look like?
And she says, oh, Mother always wore it. It would always be around her neck, and it's this beautiful amber stone.
Which
Turn
floor did
quietly
your
to-
mother's
turn
room?
Quietly to the guys and just say, look for an amulet on a skeleton. Don't tell the girl she's dead.
And I'll say to Rose, do you remember which floor your mother lived on?
Why, of course, she always lived just beneath us. We
Okay,
always,
thank you.
when we were stuck in a room, we would always knock on when we were hungry.
Yeah, that's enough.
You don't want to check out this room before we go?
Oh shit, there is one more room actually. I forgot.
So in this room, similar to the room on the far right, there is there's a bed, there is a rug, there is that same stove, but nothing catches your eye. There's not like any storage lockers or anything. Just seems like a room.
A room. Let's just go.
Room number 19.
My favorite. Good number. All right. So.
So back in 20 minutes.
Only I can't move. I can't move down. I can move every direction but down.
Hold on. Let me grab you.
Like
That
the
better?
wall area.
Are you through the
Cool, thanks.
invisible wall? Nice.
Yeah. So obviously you did say that Solomon caught Solomon's eye.
Mm.
I want to
did.
check under the cot.
Promise I
don't
did.
think I don't think that's metagaming if you did say that.
No, I promise I did. I know I did.
He did.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Ratio
go on the
heard it.
assumption that Solomon was too distracted by the runes, and then
There was a
shadowy-
lot going on in the description. Yeah, there was a lot going on.
I just thought I voted straight over it, honestly.
So you're heading back into this room, and you see those pustules on the floor, the runes on the wall. They've almost like bled more, and the pustules seem like they're breathing faster. And just as you walk through the door as well, you hear a ding dong, ding dong,
Has anyone been keeping track of what time we're at?
which you can only
That's
perceive.
eight, isn't it?
It was 8 o'clock, and it is now 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Sorry, I should have told you at the beginning. It was about 8 o'clock when you started playing tonight. Pretty much in line with the real life time. Cool. Okay, you walk in the room, and because you remembered you saw something under the bed, and I'm assuming you're going to pick up what's under that.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick little look.
You go into the. You have to get close to the yucky pustules on the floor, and you reach down and pick up what is a severed human finger.
Oh dear. As I'm like on the ground, like on all fours. That Clara had all of her fingers and toes missing, didn't she?
Yes.
Yes,
I
she did.
Hold the finger up. I think I found one. Is there a ring on it or anything?
Nothing on it. Severed human finger. Bear.
Is it a skeleton or still
You
flesh?
You can see tiny teeth marks as the cause of defingerization.
Yeah, I'd relay that information, but I probably wouldn't take the finger with me. If there's nothing on it that makes it look of importance, I'm not going to be carrying a flesh finger for fun.
I'll say to the guys that Rose said it was going to be on this floor. Let's check the other rooms.
Come back to the main room.
inside this room looks like a storage. This is a storage closet. Very dark, musty, damp. There's a big broom on the other side of it. It's like a janitorial closet.
And I'll look at Horatio and I'll point and say, "Ah, you're home."
Oh,
I'll see you guys when you get the monster.
the broom is like ominously larger than you've ever seen. Like it could be used as a weapon if you wanted it to.
All right, Horatio.
I call out to the others while they're in that room.
Yeah.
There's a pretty hefty set of doors over here. That I think this might be their room. It is directly below where we just were.
Oh. Yes, I think you found it, Horatio. We're not.
Yeah,
Sorry, Solomon.
As you approach this set of doors, this is like beautiful luxe French doors, like French double doors. There's glass panes on either side, and then there's glass panes in front. But there's like a grime on the windows. You can it's very, very dark inside on the other side. And Solomon, you open the door. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you see, as you approach as well, like on all the panes of glass, there's these like intricate, beautiful windmills. They've sort of not really stood the test of time too well, but you can see all these windmills on the windows, and you start to as you approach, there's this like, you can see a black silhouette of a figure behind the door. It's like mere inches behind the glass. It's all black, but it has this like amber radiance behind it, like this dull ethereal radiance behind it. Is completely unmoving. You cannot see eyes. The sight of it like haunts you to the point where you're like stuck there, like your muscles cannot move. You're like a vice grip. There's this bone-chilling coldness that you're all experiencing as you see this thing behind the door, and it is not. It's like it's formless, but has like the outline of a humanoid. It invokes this enormous amount of dread, primordial dread in all of you. Your heart beats fast. You have sweat beating on your forehead. Your pulse is racing. And then it sort of looks like it's going to come through and open the door for you, and it just disappears in front of you.
So I just looked at the others. Did you all see that as well?
See what?
Horatio couldn't see over the... Everyone saw it. Everyone got scared.
All right, well, we walk in.
So in this room, there's an enormous, beautiful, like, super king bed, and you see like there's a leather couch in the corner. There's a table to the side of the room. There's a fireplace that is dimly lit now. There's like a tiger rug in the middle of the floor. There's another full-length mirror on one of the wardrobes. There's a picture of the Elizabeth and Gustav on the wall. Elizabeth looks a lot happier in this photo, and by happy I mean completely monotone, just not
Miserable.
like, miserable. Yeah. No one looks particularly happy in any of the photos. Yeah, sorry, there's a parlor to your immediate right, and there is the big bed in the middle.
I go over to the bed and I check underneath the pillows.
As you approach the bed, again, LePage, the master of beds, you see that one of the pillows is completely blood-stained, and there is that missing kitchen knife from the kitchen has been stabbed through this pillow, and it is also blood-stained.
Okay, I lift that pillow up.
You see nothing underneath. Just the pillow, the knife, nothing underneath. And sorry, there is 2 nightstands next to the bed as well on either side. His and hers nightstands.
Solomon had walked to his nightstand, I think.
And I guess I go to the her nightstand.
Solomon, you find nothing in his.
I have a phone on.
LePage, you open hers up to see this glamorous jewelry box inside.
I open the jewelry box.
Inside the jewelry box, there's this, like, as you open it, this amber light like bursts through it, and immediately you can see on top of a bed of grain, you can see this amulet, this beautiful glowing amber amulet necklace sitting on the top of it next to a piece of like tightly wound parchment.
I open the parchment and read the parchment before touching anything else.
The parchment says, Drasha, I have selected you as the beast's custodian in my absence. Should the beast grow unruly or show signs of agitation while I am away, I have left this amber shard to weaken it and soothe its fury. Should the need arise, present the shard and speak the beast's name. If you speak with conviction, it shall obey you in my stead, if only for a time. But be sure to be gone from the house before it wakens fully at midnight. So long as the beast draws breath, it, not you, is the heart of this house, and no meal shall ever sate its appetite. Should you linger in its domain, it will mean doom for you all. Elizabeth. I'll put this in the chat.
It didn't say anything about the amulet. All right, well, I put the amulet around my neck.
That's ambitious.
Yep.
Yeah, great. So nothing immediately happens. You feel a force around your neck, but nothing happens.
I go look in the mirror with the amulet on.
You look in the mirror, and you can see far away in the mirror on the other side of the room. You can see Clara, so you can see the disfigured Clara, who starts to walk towards you, takes a look at you, and then flees immediately and is gone from sight.
Okay.
Does the pendant match the description of the locket that the kids were describing earlier? I know you said amber.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Okay.
All right, I let the guys know. I turn and show them, and I'm like, look what I've got.
Does it match?
Yeah. Does it look good?
Dashing, honey.
All right. Is there anything kind of in this parlor area?
I'm assuming you share the information on the parchment with us. Like, do we see that as well?
Yeah, I pass the parchment around so everybody can read it.
The
Anything that
parlor,
stands out?
LePage, the parlor, like you see remnants of an old meal and like wine glasses and chairs, but they've all been, it does look like like there's been something happening here. Like there's stuff like strewn all over the place. One of the chairs is knocked over. Like it looks like there was a rough up of some sort that happened here.
Is there any other evidence besides the knife that stands out, the knife and the blood, of like what might have taken place?
Roll a perception check. Ugh. Come on. Any day now.
It's not coming through.
What'd you roll?
10.
Refreshed. So it may not have refreshed the D&D Beyond.
You rolled a 10. You recall like your parents' bedrooms once looked similarly, but that's about it.
Interesting. I open this door just to check what's out here on the patio.
very similarly to the balcony that Horatio walked out on. Fleshy tendrils launching up from what looks to be the ground, blocking any exit from here.
I had a feeling. All right, I look to the guys and I kind of say, I'm like, I've got the pendant.
So if we've seen that parchment, can I look around the room if there's any scratchings that may tell us the beast's name? Now that we know that obviously the beast has a name and that it's quite important to controlling it. Is there?
Yes. Yeah, you can take some time to do that if you'd like.
Even like look, I want to like look on the underside of drawers. I want to look under the bed. Scratchings on the wall behind portraits that may be on the walls, whatever.
Yeah, so
Any
you take
sort
a
of,
good amount of time looking through the room, roughing things up, looking. Nothing. You don't see anything that could lead you to believe of a name of the beast.
I'd call that to Horatio then. Is there a name on that pendant?
Page, is there a name on that pendant?
I flip it around and I take a look. Is there any markers or anything?
No, it's a rock. Like it's sort of like a piece of rock, but there's nothing etched in it whatsoever.
All right. I'm sneaking out of this room and I'm just quickly chest poking my head in here into the what looks to be like a wash tub.
Yep, it's the bathroom, and yeah, so again, cobwebs darken this place in this room, but nothing of note stands out.
All right, I hurry back to the guys and I kind of say, like, we should really head back upstairs. We don't have a lot of time before the beast chimes again.
Yeah, that we follow him out of the room. Head back upstairs. I suppose on the way I'd probably just have a quick peek behind this door.
So
really
LePage
looking,
looked in here, nothing of
That's
note.
probably
It was
yeah.
just the shitter.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think you just went downstairs, LePage.
He's at it.
yeah, it's
Page
not letting me
would
come
like
back up.
Yeah, I'll just activate this.
I'm frozen. Yeah,
Oh, here. Can I just do this for you?
you just put me in the game.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Hey, I'm playing.
He's back.
All right. LePage wearing. Actually, I'm gonna take the amulet off before I go in there to see their mom.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of respect. I'm gonna take it off and put it in my hand before I walk around the corner.
Yeah, perfect.
right.
And they're sort of in there playing up against the wall, and Rose looks up and looks and just sort of gives you a nod and a look, and she says, "Oh, Mother's beautiful amulet. You found it."
All right. And I pop it in the door slot.
And so you put it in, and the wall, like the doorway, opens up, and there's like this feeling of dread as you look down this like black, dark, pitch black staircase, and this like real musty, coppery smell like releases into your nostrils. Horatio looks at it and just thinks, geez, I'm not going to be able to see a thing in here. And Rose and Thorn approach you as it opens, and they say, you all seem very, very brave. Can we come with you?
I don't know if it's safe for
May
you.
we join you?
I think they're going past that point.
And then I kind of just like nod to him and I'm like, okay.
I won't deprive you the pleasure of seeing the beast that tormented your home killed.
Yeah. If you really want to come see the thing that killed you.
We didn't
And-
kill them directly.
All right, I'm gonna get behind Solomon though, because I don't even want to go down the dark.
Granddad leads.
What was that? Sorry, Solomon.
Granddad leads.
So they say, "Oh, thank you," and both of them sort of disappear. And
Solomon draws his sword, and as he does, casts the cantrip light, and that sort of bluish purple glow emanates in front of him as well for Horatio.
perfect. And as the two Rose and Thorn disappear, both Solomon and Horatio feel this like hand reaching up, like a child's hand reaching up and like touching them, but they don't see anything, and you like feel like you have been dominated, or in like they have come inside you, like they have become part of you, these children.
Can we tell which child is which? Like, if I got...
Yes.
I'm assuming I would have Rose?
Yes, so Rose has entered your body, and
Please
Thorn
be
has
careful.
entered...
Please be careful with your wording, Brad.
And Thorn has... Horatio's being. And so they are with you. It's like you feel like a child's tiny hand desperately seeking the touch of another soul. And Solomon, you have been granted the effects of all the cantrips in her diary. You can now cast them.
Oh, that's cool.
Can you please remind me what they are so I can quickly write them down?
Shocking Grasp, Mending, and Light, which I believe you already have.
And their cantrips. That is so cool.
Is that permanent? Or just while she's bonded?
Currently permanent.
And what does Thorn offer any
Yes.
benefit?
Yeah, curses.
Yep, so Thorn goes up inside Horatio, and Horatio can now cast Mage Hand as a bonus action.
Cool.
Very cool.
Mage Hand is very good for creativity stuff.
Yep. Except for Brad. Nope, can't do that.
I never say that. Okay, so tell me, sorry, marching order again down the stairs. We've got Solomon at the front with the light.
Yeah.
I'm taking up the
And-
rear.
Yeah, I'll go in the middle.
Okay, so the three of you approach, well, the five of you approach the staircase. And I want to read this to you because I love the way it reads. Usually I don't like to read, but I love the way this reads. So, broken cobwebs around you sway like a gossamer wedding veil, beckoning you forward as the ancient stairs creak and groan underfoot. The gaping maw of the stairwell draws you deeper, swallowing you up as you descend further into its gullet. You descend 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors. The walls of the stone shaft narrow around you, forcing you to hunch your shoulders and pull in your elbows to continue downward. In the darkness, you can only hear the shuffle of your feet, the choking groan of the stairs, and the pounding of the blood in your ears. Finally, after what feels like hours, the descent levels out, and the spiral staircase ends at a darkened landing of packed earth. A narrow tunnel supported by aged timber braces stretches ahead of you, its stone walls seeming to bleed with deposits of streaked red clay. 8 feet ahead, the tunnel splits, branching to the left and right. As your eyes and ears adjust to the cold, subterranean corridor, you notice that the tunnel isn't as silent as the staircase above. An eerie, low-pitched sound echoes through the space, and as soon as you recognize it as a deep, incessant chanting. So you have gone down to what you perceive to be the basement, down a very thin corridor stairs, like a secret stair through the place. And you have gone down, and you come to, like, it's really, like, no one could, without a lot of finagling, you definitely could not walk 2 by 2. This is a small passageway. You would have to do something creative to be able to, like, sort of shift your way around, especially Solomon at the front. So it's really like Solomon would be leading down the path here.
I think that's probably what we realistically want anyway.
Or Solomon.
So
Alright,
what can I see? Like, obviously with dark vision, I've probably got more of a view than Horatio. Like, how many doors do I have? How many passageways?
So you can see, like, immediately you've got passageways to the left and the right, and then they sort of branch off as well to the you can see on the walls as well, Solomon, at the front you can see, like, there's a sign that says Family Crypts.
I want
Just
to
wanna show
the
you.
left and then immediately up.
Oh, here, actually, hold on 1 second. I'll show this to you. Hopefully that might help to calibrate your eyes.
Should we take like 5 minutes while this loads for Curtis, or?
I'm
Do you
good.
need 5?
Oh yeah.
That's what we're looking at here. Like,
Oh
very,
yeah.
very
cool.
tight quarters.
I've played this
So
bit
these,
before.
I was gonna say these animated like video game looking scenes are really cool.
I've definitely played a game that's just like this too.
I
It's
know
very
exactly
cool.
what you're talking about. Yeah, I know the
It's,
game.
it's old. Yeah, it's super
yeah, it's
old.
old, and you like it's like a dungeon quest
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, and it's scary, and like you're
You die all the time. You go
you
the wrong
die
turn,
all
you die.
the time.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what it looks like to me as well. That's hilarious.
As
Yeah.
someone who doesn't need to consider writing their will yet, I don't know this game.
That's just rude.
Wow, that was rude.
I have written a will. That's rude.
Solomon, are you walking to where you were walking? Is that?
Yes,
is that
I'm
right here?
heading
Yeah.
immediately to the left and then I suppose to my right, which would be up.
Yeah, perfect. So you have found, like, what these look like is sort of like graveyard crypts. Like there's, but like really beautiful still. Like you've gone, like they are above ground in a graveyard almost, but they're like dug out into the wall, and there's coffins in them, or beautiful like stone coffins, like very wealthy. And you see, what do you see?
Horatio, I
sorry.
need you to move. Thank you. I cannot get by.
Uh-oh.
Is LePage Russian suddenly, is he?
I'm stuck upstairs.
Oh my god. Can you click move downstairs?
Christ.
Can I just do this for you?
I'm back.
Wow. Okay, here we go. Okay, so side quarter branches left and right. On either side, large standing stone slabs have been set aside to lean against the walls. There's a pair of crypts. The slab to the right is etched in the name Walter Durst. The one on the left is blank.
Well, none of us can get up there, Solomon, so you're kind of in the room.
You said I can see the coffins.
Yeah. They're like there's doors, but they're what are they called? Like a stylized barred doors.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so I can't actually physically get to the coffins.
I mean, you haven't tried opening the door, but yes.
Which one's which?
Take your pick.
The right one's Walter.
Which one's the...
Yeah,
what-
take your pick. Sorry.
who is in
Left
the-
is
who in the
Walter.
left?
Left is Walter.
That's the one I'm interested in. I want to try and open the door and open the coffin.
Right. So it swings right open, and inside you immediately recognize those same tumors or like pustules that you saw in Walter's room. So Walter was we think is the baby. And like there's more of them here. Like it's hard for you even to walk on the ground in this stagnant room, and they're all up the wall, and they're like, it's like they're breathing, like there's a life to them. And you're opening the coffin, which is like this big stone, but it's baby sized, so it's not like it's not a big huge one, but it's a big piece of stone. So you push that piece of stone, and all you see inside is those pustules, more of them.
There's no bones?
There's no bones, and you hear, as you push it aside, you hear the distant humming of a child's whimper.
Walter may not be dead. This coffin bears no bones.
We should
Pustule.
put some bones in it.
Solomon ignores that comment and moves to the other coffin. I can't see. I've forgotten. Who did you say was?
Walter.
Coffin is open and empty in the next one, so there's no name on it.
Okay. Unfortunately, Solomon being at the front of a dead end now, we probably have to tell her LePage to lead.
Well, what about
Can't get out.
the Walter room?
That's where you just
right.
went.
The Walter room is empty. There is no bones in it.
What about the other room?
It's already open and there's nothing in it.
Okay, so then I start backing up. I can't move now. I've got no powers.
You have no powers.
I have no power, no moving powers. There we go. Now I'm moving again.
Wow.
So, alright.
Head further into the then into this sort of communal room.
Yeah. So this, yeah, looks a lot like you see in the VTT. Like there's chairs, tables. There's like almost hewn up into the wall. It like opens up a little bit in here. You guys can move around somewhat freely. It's still very enclosed and very dank, and like low ceilings, like just like scraping Solomon's head nearly. You can see like old like bedrolls on the floor, and you can see in the very faint distant LePage, sort of as you come around the corner and you're investigating, you can hear the sound of like it sounds like an object that has been set free, and you hear this like big whoosh, like a splash at the bottom.
Okay. First thing I'm thinking, why are there bedrolls in a crypt? Why is there like a table and like a place to hang out down here? It doesn't seem like this is just where people go to die. It's like people were living here.
Why are the candles still on?
Valid.
Yeah, so people were definitely living down here.
Can we still hear that chanting?
Very light, but yes,
Can we tell which way it's coming from?
you can tell that it is coming sort of from like back from where you came from a little bit.
Oh, I love when our DM gives us information without a check.
I'm fucking sick of you guys missing the perception.
No,
checks.
I'm fully on board with it, bro.
Absolutely fine.
Sounded
Yeah.
sarcastic as that.
Okay. So I
Absolutely
guess
fine.
I'd say slow down, Solomon. I heard something up over here. I heard something break. Can I perceive if there's any traps in this room?
Roll a perception check. What'd you roll? Ah, here we go. Oh.
Shame his internet provider rolled the same thing.
So I take another step in, assuming that there's no traps.
Okay. You walk through the door, don't fall into any traps or get sprung any. You see, like again, like dark, damp ceilings, but in the middle of this room. So sorry, flanking the room, more bedrolls, all against the wall, in these like dugout sort of, like you could call them rooms. They're kind of like dug into the wall and then like concreted sort of up. You see footprints, like. Sorry, you did see footprints in the last room as well, so you can see like a number of like footprints going this way and that. No specific sort of order to them. And you see in the middle of the room is a well, and there's an old hempen rope attached to a rusted pulley, and you can see it's like the pulley's sort of in the well at the moment, sort of like swaying.
Is there a bucket
gently.
in the well?
There's like the thing that would hold the bucket, like a hook.
Yeah, but it's no bucket. Sorry.
No bucket. No bucket like attached to it. No.
I kind of want to lower her ratio down.
I knew it was coming.
Yikes.
Ratio.
Could we like take one of the candles from the table and drop it down the well to see if we can see anything?
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Please. So you grab one of the oddly lit candles.
Yes,
Yep.
Yeah.
And you step up to the well, and again, like this is a darkness that is a piercing darkness, and you drop the candle down, and it starts to catch speed, and just as it does, it flickers out and the light stops about halfway down, and then you hear it whoosh, splash into water.
Well, I'm like, well, that's didn't help me whatsoever. I'd like to come back to this well, but I don't want to go into it if we haven't cleared all these rooms. Where's Solomon?
I would sort of just be just behind you pretty much.
Well, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to try to explore the well, or do you want to like try to figure out where these voices are coming from?
Can Solomon take a single gold piece out of his wallet and drop it down the well and just see roughly how long it takes for it to hit the ground?
Absolutely.
I do that.
You roll a perception check. See how smart you are.
One Mississippi.
Solomon's old man, he doesn't quite hear the coin hit the ground.
I mean, you think it's probably pretty standard well length of about 30 feet.
Has anyone got 30 foot of rope? We could lower Horatio down there.
No, they've got a hook and it's already on a pulley.
Horatio, buckle up.
I feel like I'm going down against my will.
He doesn't have dark vision though. Like,
Can I
Here
cast
comes
light on
Santa
the hook?
Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. You can cast light on the hook, sure.
Cast light on the hook and then turn to LePage. Problem solved.
Alright, send me down.
How are you strapping him up here?
with the rope, we're gonna tie rope to the hook.
Okay. And
Is Horatio wearing a belt? Why don't we just hook the hook through his belt?
You got a belt on, Horatio?
I do have a belt on.
Okay. I also want to reinforce the like a safety strap. So like not only does he have like the hook going through his belt, there's also a rope tied off like a secondary harness. So if that snaps, the rope would catch him.
Is this a rope trick type incident here?
No, this is like a slack line, like a survival like.
Okay, great. So who's lowering him down?
As
two
the
of us.
stronger member of the party, I'd probably take precedent. But yeah, I suppose LePage on hand.
Yeah,
in
I'll
case
support.
shit goes
Yeah.
awry.
Okay, so Solomon, much to his dismay, starts to lower into this claustrophobic well. He's like scraping the sides on all sides. It's like Santa Claus going down a friggin' tube here. And it's dark. It's like the light that Solomon cast, like it doesn't even pierce like all the way like it's typical 30 feet. It is like him, the light, and then darkness all around. But you can see the walls around you. So there's like a grime on the walls, and it gets, as you're lowering, clink, 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 clink. It's like you can't hear anything, Horatio. Like all the sound is gone from around you. It is like the loneliest, darkest, most dreadful place you have ever been. And you and you hit you feel your feet start to get wet in the water down below, and you keep lowering down, and now you are now submerged in water.
Am I still just surrounded by walls?
You've come into like a bit of a cistern, but very small, like 4 by 4 meters.
Okay. And I can't see anything, even with the light around me that is of interest.
You can sort of see the silhouette of like grates, but no, like you definitely feel like you're just at the bottom of a well, because you've been there before.
I think I don't feel as brave without the others around me anymore. I think I'm just gonna tug on the rope to try and get them to pull me back up.
Yeah, I'll start pulling him up once I feel the tug.
Oh, I'm yelling down to be like, Horatio, can you please look around a bit more?
Yes, in the darkness, Horatio can definitely see a lot. His perception's very high. DM, trust me.
Okay,
So you're gonna take a look around, see what you can see, and roll a
I see
perception
what I
check.
can see through the
Yeah.
water. Yeah.
See what you can see. And you're sort of swimming there. You're treading water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just treading water.
Fucking hell. Okay, so you can see the grates on all sides, like the silhouettes of them. You don't see anything of note, but in the distance you hear this like snarling or growling, like this, in the far distance, like this demonic, beastly growling.
Yeah, look, LePage, I really don't think this is. Get me out.
I just imagine the tugging is getting frantic, more
Yeah.
frantic.
Yeah.
I start lifting it up.
All right, so we pull him out.
And and as he's like coming out, you sort of hear like this, like water's sort of splashing as well, as you're getting pulled up and you're tugging on the rope. Like, get me the fuck out of here.
Does Horatio see anything yet below him, or still not just here?
Doesn't see, like just hears, and like as it intensifies, he's like just eclipsed, like he's going up the tube now, so he just eclipses that, and then he hears that noise.
Okay. All right.
He comes up and there's half of him.
Yeah, we pat him on the back and we're like, "Good job, little buddy."
Why do I ever listen to you guys?
All right, let's keep exploring then.
So, looking around the room, there are like, next to the beds, there are like chests as well. Sorry, I should have been more clear.
But do the chest
Telling
look?
me we did the whole fucking bit about the well, but we didn't look in the obvious chest next to the bed.
Yeah. Let's
Well-
lower one of our characters down this fucking well.
I opened the chest next to the bed I'm next to.
Yeah.
You didn't really emphasize that there was.
I
Like,
didn't
the chest.
emphasize.
You
I
emphasized. You
didn't.
just.
No.
You emphasized about the bed, so I kind of just ignored it.
I didn't. It was my fault. It was my fault. So Solomon, you open up one of the chests and look inside, and you, amongst like basic weapons, you see like a short sword, just basic stuff though, old, rusty, ancient sort of. You find a journal, and it says, the journal at the bottom, it says Drasha, like in a beautiful like script, Drasha, which was the same name as you had seen on the parchment before. It contains a list and journal entries of names of people, physical descriptions of people associated with each name, and then at the bottom of each description, it includes gruesome details describing the victim's sacrifice. All it says is what sacrifice they had done, such as struggled profusely or no sedative given, and all of them end with the phrase "fed to Walter."
So, I grabbed those pieces of parchment that were in the music box. Do the names match the ones that were on the list of recruits, or whatever it was?
Some of
Recruitment?
them.
Okay.
You could knock off 15 of the 56
Okay.
names.
I would show the diary to the fellas. Just point out that
Interesting.
Walter may or may not be the beast that we're hunting.
Yeah, why is there so many warriors down here? Or were there? This house has many secrets. Is it worth us opening all of these chests simultaneously, or do we kind of...
They all have like different weapons in them, but nothing else of note. So like different
Yeah, just the journal?
basic weapons. I will say as well, LePage, where you are now, if everyone wants to just take a quick note of that, there is another exit to this area. Like it's again to the north, so you also hear that chanting coming from the north of this. So there's essentially another way out of this room.
Let us head north, brothers.
Hey, we're playing Warhammer now.
Hail, Emperor.
I'm happy for you to sort of guide where you want to go in the VTT.
Following Solomon. Oh, never mind.
Following
Solomon's just gonna completely gap this turn here.
So Solomon, as you walk down this hallway, you hear the chanting start to intensify. You can't quite discern what it is. It almost feels like there is something being said, but you can't. It's still too far away. And you've walked through this room, and all of a sudden the floor beneath you collapses and you fall, and you get hit with like all of these spikes like drive and sear into your flesh, and you are struck for much. You're struck for actually roll a dexterity saving as dex save.
Thank God.
Probably a new character sheet.
Yeah, roll a new character.
Yeah. Oh, damn it.
Good thing you learned that cantrip, healing hands, eh?
2d10. So you fall a few feet. You land on spikes for 2d10. You're seeing
Jesus.
damage.
That's okay. 6 is not massive.
No.
Does it look like, with Horatio and LePage up top, does it look like somewhere you can get Solomon out of? Like, did he fall far?
Yeah, you could help him out there.
All right, we help him out with some rope.
And at the end of this hallway that you're in as well, you do hear the chanting getting growing and growing and growing.
Is there a safer way to go across this, or is it all just a giant hole?
You could now that you've seen it collapse, you could walk around the outside.
Okay.
I think Horatio will take lead.
I suggest to Solomon, maybe he needs to patch himself up before we keep pressing on.
I should be alright now. I don't have many healing spells. It didn't hurt enough to warrant one.
Not that cantrip.
I don't actually have a cantrip for healing.
Oh.
You do.
I don't. That's a class feature. I lose it once I use it for short rests.
Your child.
Your child.
Mending is not a
Mending's not
cantrip
healing.
for fixing. That's for fixing things, not people.
I'm an idiot. Well, maybe you should mend that cut in your hip, you fucking cunt.
I will mend your lips closed.
You can mend my nuts.
Mend this.
All right.
Do
Do we just walk around? I think so.
Yeah, I think we walk around it. We'll let the rogue lead. They can spot traps.
Don't click on that one, please,
Okay.
because you actually have, so in front of you, you can hear the chanting very much growing, but you have in front of you an obvious staircase down again, but there is a very significant metal portcullis that is currently blocking your path.
Well, it looks like we need to do something else.
Is there anything that stands out about the blockage?
You can roll a perception check.
Yes, sir. Yep, it's blocked.
It's a wall.
Yeah, it's a metal portcullis, and it looks sturdy and strong.
I want to headbutt it.
Okay.
What was that? Sorry, what are you doing?
Solomon headbutts it.
2d6 piercing or bludgeoning
Oh,
damage.
bro.
No, I'm kidding.
right.
It just goes dong.
I think we head the other direction then.
And we've got the little guy leading the way. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk down this hallway here is like a lot darker. Like the candle lights aren't quite hitting you as much as the VTT it looks like, and you can hear more like distant speaking, distant, like almost like a snarling. You can see corpses on the floor. You can see one that has been like opened up and like it's almost like it's been eaten, like its stomach has been eaten out. And like there's old bones stacked up against the tunnel. And you sort of turn a corner, Horatio, and in front of you, you see this monstrous being like lurch up, like a lot taller than you are, lurch up with its mouth snarling open and like these dreadful fangs in front of you, and it's like all naked and monstrous, and it is starting to crawl towards you, and it looks like this. Yeah, it's nasty.
Definitely one of Horatio's brothers.
He starts moving towards you like he is going to, like he looks like he's going to fucking suck your blood.
Before we get into combat here, what does the hallway look like that we're in? Are we all
the
within...
same? It's the same as it was, like what? It's really thin, like
okay.
really thin.
I quickly wave to the guys saying, "Can we run to this bigger room to the side of us?" Well, we're not in combat, so
no, you're not in combat yet.
So I'm saying we just run to this bigger room here because we're gonna have trouble in a second.
You guys run, I'll get in its way.
All of you roll a dexterity check. All of you. Dexterity save.
Dexterity save.
19.
That is the best. I love that. Okay, so as collectively, LePage like steals himself and says, "We're in too close quarters to be having combat here," and he throws Horatio into this bigger candlelit room next door. He takes him and throws him, and Solomon sort of does the same with LePage, like pushes him, leaps him into the room. And what? So you're set up now in this room, I'm guessing, like you're sort of stacking yourselves.
I'd stack myself sort of between
Like,
them and the monster.
yeah, like this, and then the monster's like coming towards you here, like that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. So monster now takes a sprint and it's like, and like runs around the corner, and you're all rolling for initiative.
Thank you for saving me. Jesus Christ.
Someone rolled me somehow. I don't know how. 'Cause I didn't roll it.
Did I press something?
I think so.
You rolled a 2.
Yeah, I'll take the 8. That's all right.
You took it. You rolled a 2.
Someone rolled an 8 for me, and it wasn't me.
You rolled a 2.
You just roll up higher. Solomon rolls for initiative 8. Rolled that though.
What? I didn't roll it. That's very strange. Oh well, all good. So it runs towards the corner. It's in a rage now, and it comes at you, Solomon, to try and take a bite out of your flesh.
Nope.
And glances off and misses you. Now, just to be clear, Solomon has just rounded the corner, and it has beset. This ghoul has beset on him, and the ghoul is like, he's blocking the entrance right now, Solomon. But both of you have, like, you don't have a line of sight on this ghoul because of the close quarters nature of the fight. He is basically, Solomon is locked on one-on-one combat to a degree. I mean, unless there's some sort of creativity you can think of.
There's always creativity.
Reminding you guys, you can hold actions until my turn. For example, you could yell out to me to duck or something like that, and then hold an action to shoot.
Just checking something.
He's getting creative.
What size is the ghoul?
Medium.
What size is Horatio?
What size is who?
Horatio.
Horatio is, I don't know, you tell me.
He's small.
Small.
It says I can move through the space of a creature that's anything larger than me. Would I be able to move through 2 spaces, or is that going against it?
Like you're gonna go through Solomon and then the ghoul? Does the rule just say you can move through any creature that is larger than you?
Move through the space of any creature that is the size larger than yours.
I would
That
say
is
that you can
obvious,
move, as long as it's within your movement speed, you should be fine.
Actually, I feel like I'm gonna hold off. LePage has just saved me. I'm not gonna throw myself back in. I am just gonna hold my actions. I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
The page.
How much space above that Solomon's head is there?
Very minimal. Like he's nearly covering it.
Nearly or is? Ah, fuck off.
His
Covering-
hair
he's
is,
covering-
his
he's
hair
covering
is-
it.
It's definitely not 30 feet. Like it's 6 feet.
I was gonna try to use spider climb and get really crazy here.
Whoa. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get over his head. Definitely not.
All
I mean,
right.
the room that you're currently in, though. Sorry, the current room that you're currently in is slightly higher. I'm talking.
Yeah.
It's 8 feet.
All right. Well. Yeah, there's not much I can do. I'm gonna just hold my actions here and see what happens.
Yep. All right. So you're done,
Yep.
Solomon.
Oh
going
fuck!
to-
I had such a good idea. Why did I do that? Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna first swing at it with my sword.
Swing away, big guy.
It's gonna be a 12 to hit.
That is going to hit.
Oh, okay. I'm not smiting. It's just gonna be 12 damage.
Yep. All right. So in close quarters, you're able to pull out your sword, but like very roughly, you are able to slash at the school and hit it across the chest for 12 damage.
And then I want to sort of just kneel down and hold my sword up, or sort of like as a guard, and just yell back to Horatio, take a shot.
Yep. And you're kneeling down.
Yes.
All right. And that's your turn?
Yep.
All right. Wonderful. So the perfect from his turn. So the commotion of this battle has disrupted something else in this room. And from the ceiling, this grotesque being, this humanoid form, falls from the ceiling, and it's got like a tentacly tail, like disgusting gangly arms. I'll show you a photo of it. So you like this, and it's like this
Ew.
mouth or beak in the middle of it. It's absolutely disgusting. And it has fallen from the ceiling, and it is standing like at the far side, and it is also going to join, is coming to try and eat and suck your blood and kill you.
It's Satan's fleshlight.
I mean, I was gonna go with carrot. Sure.
All right, so the ghoul, after being slashed at by Solomon, is going to try his luck with the claws. And
I
probably
ain't gonna
miss.
do it, buddy.
Yeah. He ain't no good. That is his attack. Horatio.
I've seen the little weird thing drop from the ceiling. But
Yeah, it's quite large actually. It's like well, it's like a person. It's like a medium size, like a person.
But Solomon has instilled some courage in me, and I am going to just shoot with my crossbow at the ghoul.
Damn.
Not
That
enough.
that
courage.
misses.
That
Not
misses.
enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you not dual wield yet?
No, I found my feat was incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Plus, the cannon's sake, a small crossbow is two-handed for me.
That's right. So you can't. Yeah, okay. That's right. That is such a big nerf for a rogue.
That's such a nerve. Is that your turn?
Has the meatball seen me? Has
Yeah.
meatball seen everyone?
Yeah. It's like gaping maw mouth is like it's actually looking straight at you like an eye almost.
What's in the middle of the room? That wood? Is it just wood? Is it
Table.
nothing?
It's a table.
The table?
Yep. A dining table. To be
Okay.
exact. If that matters.
I'm gonna stand on top of the dining table and then end my turn.
Excellent. You love to get on tables.
That's
That is
it.
Also canon.
I need the
Roll the
luck.
page.
I am going to Eldritch Blast the
Eldritch Blast.
ghoul above. Solomon, you're still bending down?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll blast.
At the end of my turn, so.
I'm gonna blast above Solomon's head.
I should have given him advantage. You go. Yep.
Why? Why would he get advantage?
Because you're kneeling down in front of him.
Yeah, but I've got my sword up as a guard.
No.
I'm not prone, I'm kneeling.
That hits.
Okay, that hits good.
Yeah, but I think given the situation, I think it would be a good one. I should have done it. 8 force damage, so like the bolts of like these red crackling lightning sear above Solomon, like just grazed past Solomon. They give him a haircut and stint into the ghoul for 8 damage.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. And like electrify him with this red aura. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, this fucking nasty thing with his eye / maw of teeth runs over to Horatio on the table. And sorry, he's gonna go. Yeah, I'll just whatever. It doesn't matter. And he is going to, with his like tentacle like hand thing, he's gonna lash out and try and smack the big guy, the little guy, big guy, little guy.
Oh,
And he, wow, yeah, he's hitting.
Is it?
And he's gonna roll damage. 9 bludgeoning damage, I think it is, for a tentacle attack. As he sort of he stammers you across the table, he is also going to try and like bite your head with his nasty like beak thing, mouth of disgustingness.
Satan's flashlight.
Say, and he's gonna hit. Oh, whoops! Sorry, that was the wrong one.
Okay.
No, that was the wrong. That was just my attack. So that was a mistake. Apologies. 4 damage. So he like comes right on top of your head, like to try and consume you, and like you feel all of these teeth like all over your head, and it takes a knock, and you're like bleeding from the head. And that's his turn. Over. Solomon.
I want to try and finish off this ghoul. I'm going to give it a big old uppercut as I stand back up.
Yep. That's a hit.
11 slashing damage.
You're killing it.
Beautiful. I just cut it in half, like from pretty much the crotch area all the way up to the top of the skull. Just
Nice.
split the cum.
And it screams.
As it dies, I want to turn around and boot the Greek. Just give it a big old Sparta kick.
Just before he dies, he says, and then your blade just slices him in half. And you're trying to give the Grick a kick?
Yep.
Perfect. Give him a kick. You want to do a contested strength check?
Yep. Mine's not great. Fuck.
You kick your foot into its disgusting mouth and hit air.
Yeah,
Ratio?
I have blood running down my face and into my eyes, and I can't really see straight, so I'm just gonna pull my dagger out and swing wildly in front of me.
Bold.
Bloodlust.
Oh, it paid
Very
off.
much.
Ooh, he's bloodlusting right now. All right, nice. Nat 20, go.
Ratio has a phase 2 in his boss fight.
Nice work.
And
Great.
Solomon's within range, isn't he?
Hang on.
How much? 10 feet? How much range? How close?
I don't know. I thought he'd try to kick him, but
Yeah, if you can try to kick him, he's definitely within range.
Solomon is 10 feet away. He's beyond 5 feet from your reach. Like, is it within 5
never
or is
mind.
it? Yeah, he's not.
It's
He's
5.
just outside of 5. That's
Cool.
a
Well,
that's a quadrant.
I am crit only.
Is it more than that? Is it 2d4 plus 5? Is that the minimum he can do there, Bip? Does he just do maximum? Is that right? Is that what we decided?
13 damage.
So he does 13 damage no matter what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimum,
So,
yeah.
and that was with your daggers, right? Yeah.
That
All right.
was
So
with the
you
dagger, yeah.
you take that dagger and you ram it right back into that hole and cut it out for 13 damage.
I am then gonna use my bonus action to disengage and move away from it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't tell me when the game's paused. If it's like that's my mistake. Sorry.
It wasn't too bad when it's this close, but yeah, I'll move here. And that's my turn.
The page.
The page is going to use a fun one. Toll of the Dead.
Oh, the bell. The bell toll.
Yeah.
Forget how this works.
It's just damage.
4 damage. And this is the one where you ring that like ethereal bell or demonic bell, and it like sends waves of energy to smack the beast. For 4 damage.
Hang on. Have you read how that spell works?
I thought it was something funny.
Yeah, so it has to do a wisdom save or take 1d8 damage. If the target is missing any hit points at all, it instead takes 1d12 necrotic damage.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I've already.
okay, so I need to do
I've
a
al-
wisdom save.
Yeah, but I've already rolled it, so with the right
Oh, okay.
amount.
But do I need to do the wisdom save though?
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
Yeah. He saved.
Yeah.
This thing is rolling.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, so what does he do? He's beset with Solomon, and he is going to try and lash out with a big swipe of his tentacles towards the big Solomon. And
No, he's not.
failing that, he's going to try and suck his soul out of him.
Oh,
Cool.
unsuccessful.
Unsuccessfully. I can't. No monster can hit Solomon at this level. Go Solomon. He'll sort of sit
Solomon
himself here.
Like tucks his sword sort of into his, I suppose, midriff and just charges him. Goes for a big old stab.
Yep.
That is a nat fucking 20.
Wow, there you go. Here we go. All right, go. Roll for damage.
That is 20 damage.
That
slapping.
is killing it.
I like the idea that like Solomon, as he spears this thing, just charges it straight into the wall and almost like explodes it onto the wall.
Deleted. Well done, claustrophobic fighting.
Would you guys be cool wrapping this up? I'm so tired.
I'm getting very yawny as well. I was up late last night with two
Yeah.
games.
We could stop here. Like, it really doesn't matter. It's
Rather
sort of
than
like we're
pushing to a boss fight.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to waste a boss fight without energy. Like if we're gonna be
I'm on the same page.
We can
as
absolutely
much as I am
stop here.
enjoying the session. I know I don't have the energy for another hour, and if that's what it's going to take
Yeah,
to do the boss,
yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Absolutely fine to stop here. Yep. It really does not matter. It's quite like, I don't know, the way this module works, it's just more, it's so much easier for me to like prep, and it's so much more fluid. It's great.
Oh,
Go to
it's
bed.
great. Like it's so much fun. Like I'm just tired. I would keep playing, and I don't want to like do that drown out, boring, like not engaging once you get too tired.
Absolutely fine. We can't play again tomorrow, can we? Or is everyone busy?
Tomorrow
I won't be here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Two's over.
I'm in Canberra. Yeah.
All
When are
good.
you in Canberra till?
I come back late Sunday night. I'm only gone for the weekend.
Is there a chance of doing a Monday session? With the
Monday?
public holiday?
Potentially.